We've told you about the rise in violence in Minneapolis, but it's not just in Minneapolis. Across the river in St. Paul, they're also seeing a spike in crime. Police say homicides increased 50% from 2019. Shots fired are up more than 100%, and gun-related injuries are up nearly 77%. The Ramsey County Sheriff says overall, the county has seen a spike in violent crime, with most of it connected to groups of teenagers. Jake Holes explains what law enforcement leaders are doing to put a stop to the violence.
This is neighborhood security video of several teenagers who, according to Ramsey County prosecutors, had violently assaulted and robbed 3 people last Friday. This is just moments after those assaults, the 3 looking at stolen cell phones, calmly walking away.
They're not even afraid. They're just like all up in their heads. It was like crazy, if you ask me. That's what most of my neighbors say too when they saw the video.
What did it do to the neighborhood around here?
Put everybody on edge. We have a private road with townhouses. Everybody's putting cameras up. One lady was frightened so much, she's decided to go get a carry permit. So it's a lot of freaking out concern.
And just a few miles away, that same Friday, a string of carjackings. In one, the sheriff says a group of teens pointed a gun at a driver and stole his car in this unassuming Maplewood neighborhood. When you heard it happen right here in your neighborhood, what went through your mind?
I was scared to death, honestly.
Amy Hedstrand lives right across the street from where it all happened.
And I just moved into the neighborhood. And I chose this neighborhood because it's safe, so it scared me to death, honestly.
50 armed robberies since June 1st and 20 carjackings in the last 2 weeks, 7 of those all in one evening. Ramsey County Sheriff Bob Fletcher tells me they're all connected to about 35 to 40 teenagers, and they're all violent.
They're almost, in all cases, pointing guns at people. In one case, a couple cases, they put guns to their heads. Sometimes their stomach, brass knuckles were used in one case. Last night, there was a Washington County judge was robbed getting into his car out at Marshall and Fairview.
Fletcher says it's now a crime alert, urging people to be very aware of what's happening around them.
They approach and ask a simple question, and to get you off guard. That allows them to get inside your personal space where they can display a gun or use some type of force to your head. It's the crime of the current trend. You know, 6 months ago we had nighttime burglaries where these kids were going to homes and committing nighttime burglaries. Now they found another crime of opportunity.
And the youngest of these carjacking suspects taken into custody, police say, is a 12-year-old boy. Sheriff Fletcher says there are now increased patrols throughout 7 jurisdictions in the metro to help confront the problem. Lindsay.
12 years old.
Yep.
All right, Jay, so violent trend in Minneapolis, violent trend in St. Paul. Are we talking the same kind of issues here? Same kind of people doing this?
The only thing similar about it, Lindsay, is it's violent, very violent. I can tell you this, the big difference is in Minneapolis right now, law enforcement tells me major gang warfare, right? The big guns, and they're killing each other at a record pace almost for this time of year. St. Paul, it's more groups of teenagers that aren't affiliated with violent gangs, but they're young teenagers who get together in these groups and then take these crimes of opportunity. But Sheriff Fletcher said, even though they're teens and not related to gangs, much more violent than before.
Violent nonetheless.
Yeah.
All right. Jay, thank you so much.